It's time for the Premier League recap for round 16. It was definitely a swell one, exciting, with some shocking results as well. And I can see that today, Max is not wearing his Manchester United jersey for obvious reasons. We all know why. He's probably not proud of it today. But yeah, let's talk about what happened at the weekend, starting with Arsenal's last gasp win against Wolves. Man, honestly, it was a 2-1 win for Arsenal. But me, if you ask me as an Arsenal fan, I would say we lost that game. I would
Yeah,
say we lost that game, man. 2-1 against Wolves. Wolves actually scored all three goals.
yeah, man.
Man,
When you're being a top one team and you rely on own goal in 94th minute against the worst team in probably history of Premier League, it looks kind of terrible for your team.
yeah, it looks terrible to be honest. But the key takeaway for me is that on days where you are not playing at your best and you can still manage to take 3 points, you need that if you want to be the champion for that season. So
Yeah,
I think it's still positive, but yeah, it looked very bad. It looked very bad, honestly. 2-1 against Wolves. We should have beaten them. Like even United beat them 4-1. Man,
yeah.
it
When you
was
think about it,
embarrassing to be. Yeah, and speaking about champions, actually, I'm still thinking about Manchester City and this their new run of form. 3-0 win against Crystal Palace. I mean, is it looking like they could be champions once again? I don't know.
actually, I feel like that because I never trust Arsenal, especially in recent years, because even when you have a lead, you still somehow manage to screw it up and lose your
Hmm.
chances and finish second. So
To
that
be honest, I
makes me
still feel like City will not be able to go all the way, and the reason is because I see the same way Arsenal look like okay they are one injury away from crisis, but I feel like City are one Haaland injury away from a major problem. I feel like if Haaland was to go on injury for like a month, they will be in like a major crisis as well, and they still have to also compete in the Champions League as well. So I don't know, but yeah, it looks like once City get on their run of form, it's always difficult to stop them. Honestly, like it's always very difficult. I don't know, and
yeah.
yeah, Victor is not here. Obviously, he has gone to negotiate the peace between Salah and Ancelotti. But speaking about speaking about Liverpool, it's looking like they're back on track once again. 2-0 win over Brighton.
I mean, they sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. This is definitely not the Liverpool we know, especially in recent seasons. But let's hope that Salah comes back after the AFCON and shows his best football. But at the moment, it looks like they're nowhere near title race, at least for me.
Yeah, I don't think they're near the title race as well, but I think they still look good for top four. And in my opinion, I think it's going to be difficult for Salah to make it back into the XI after AFCON, especially if Liverpool start playing well in his absence. And with what has happened, it might be difficult for him to make the team back. But I mean, at the end of the day, Salah is Salah. So,
Yeah, but
I
he
mean,
can
he
come
needs.
back, and there's already no Arne slot, and he is in starting lineup 57.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I mean, I think the funniest, it was not surprising, but it was funny regardless. I think the funniest result of the weekend has to be Nottingham Forest destroying Spurs 3-0. Like, I actually think Spurs are the most disappointing big team of the season so far. I think they are the most disappointing big team because I remember before the season started when we were talking about dark horses, we all mentioned Spurs like as the side that could surprise everyone, but
Yeah,
it's just
especially after the
embarrassing. 3
Super
0
Cup game, they were leading 2 against PSG and somehow screwed it up.
exactly, and somehow they messed it up. Like,
Then they
nah.
started season strong, but then they lost a lot of games
Yeah,
at
I
Spurs
remember people
ways.
told us dreams after they beat City. We thought they were the real deal. And then they also drew to Wolves this season as well. So it's actually been very, very funny. But let's talk about the game that you're avoiding us talking about. Manchester United versus Bournemouth. 4-4. What a game. What
Probably,
a very, very funny game. I remember watching the game, and anytime I stand up to go drink water and I come back, a goal has gone in. I just go stand up, get something. What went wrong in that game, Mark? Like, what literally happened in that game?
I honestly don't know because it's always nice to see you score 4 goals against Bournemouth, but then you look at the goals conceded and there's also 4. I mean, if we can improve our defense, we can definitely make UCL next season. But when does it happen? This is the main question, actually.
Fair enough. I mean, I was watching that game and I'm like, nah, this is the one reason why United will not be able to probably go far this season. I mean, the attack looks great, but the defense is a joke. The defense is actually a joke, man.
Yeah, but if Lamens didn't do 2 great saves in additional time
Yeah,
in
you
the
could have
second half, it was
exactly. You could have lost exactly. Lamens had he had a good game and something of a bad game at the same time because I remember
imagine if we
Fernandez.
lost 4 or 5 at the Old Trafford. That would have
Yeah, it
been
would have been ridiculous, man. I remember Fernandez telling him to adjust for the free kick from Evan Nielsen or so, or Tavernier. I remember Fernandez telling him to adjust, and he ignored it, and he went straight into the into the left corner. It's just mind blowing, honestly. But anyways, on the final note, Max, what are your major takeaways from this game week?
say that both of them in a Nottingham Forest against Spurs game, and first is that Dyche is doing really decent job at Nottingham Forest, especially after we saw 2 coaches been sacked in one season, and nobody really expected a lot from Dyche, but he definitely turned the things away. And about Spurs, it just feels like Frank is not going to be a Spurs manager at the end of the season somehow.
Yeah, I see that as well. For me, my major takeaway is that Arsenal might be top of the league, but they need to improve the way they play, their tempo, the way they dominate games. Otherwise, they won't be top of the league by Christmas. And ironically, the next 6 games for Arsenal are all games that they failed to win last season. So to be interesting to see the approach and psychology of the Arsenal squad going into the remaining games. And of course, at EPL News, we'll be sure to give all the best beats, all the best talking points, preview, analysis, and all the best reactions ahead of the next game week. Stay tuned so you don't miss out.